Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time from Mr. Leeman. Thank you so much for that. For those interested requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics or randomness, out of the blueness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 1950 film Treasure Island. Now, there were a couple versions of the story throughout the years. There was one with Charlton Heston around the 1990s. You even have the animated sci-fi film Treasure Planet, which is a take on Treasure Island, which I actually didn't mind that film. It's based on a story that I remember reading a little bit in school. I don't know if other kids read it in school, but if you don't know the tale, it's about this little boy who one day someone comes in, needs help. One thing leads to another. He dies, but before he dies, he's given this map. A map to find Treasure Island. So the boy gets with a group of people, they get on a ship, they hire a bunch of help, including a cook named Long John Silver. You come to find out that Silver, with some of the other men that's been hired, they are secretly planning a mutiny. There's a part of a plan in order to get the map and get the treasure. But throughout the time, Silver grows a little bit of a friendship with the little boy. And you see this adventure through this boy's point of view. Now with this one, for what I understand, it was Disney's first completely live action film. What I mean by that is that before there were live action films, but they had animated parts to it. Whether it be Mary Poppins, others, like they had animated portions or animated segments. This was completely live action from beginning to end. Now the little boy is played by Bobby Driscoll. He's the kid who voiced Peter Pan in the Disney film, animated film from back in the day. And then Long John Silver is played by Robert Newton. Now, for what I understand, Robert Newton's portrayal of a pirate is the centerpiece for pretty much what every pirate stereotype has come to be. And it all stemmed from Robert Newton's performance in this movie. The army mateys, and the way he talks, and the way he has got the parrot on his shoulder, and hey, me matey, how's it go? Like you see from Jeffrey Rush as Barbossa and the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Taking anytime you have a pirate, yeah, it's all based on this guy and his performance. And while his performance may seem a bit campy, it's actually, I thought, kind of interesting and fun to watch. I thought he did a good job. And it is interesting to see the birth of that type of performance, kind of like Bela Lugosi, Dracula. Well, this is how Dracula acts. That goes back to Bela Lugosi. Same with here. Robert Newton's Long John Silver. That's where people got the pirate voice. I never knew that, but I found that really fascinating. And the movie itself, it depends how you feel, I guess, about pirate movies. Pirate movies I'm indifferent on. Some I like. I could deal with. Treasure Planet I enjoyed, but I like the sci-fi take on it. I like the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Even this film called The Island, where the pirates were the villains, killers in modern times, and Michael Caine has to deal with them. Michael Caine gets a fucking 50 caliber on the pirates. That's pretty cool, pretty badass. But The Island was based on Peter Benchley, the author of Jaws. He wrote a novel, and then that turned to a movie that critics didn't like, but I thought was pretty good. And this was fun enough. If went at a good enough pace, the actors did their jobs well. It is a film of its time. It has some nice looking Technicolor, which they definitely don't do nowadays. But the backgrounds almost look like an illustrated book come to life. Granted, it doesn't feel like it has a big scope, sadly. I don't know if I want to say it looks low budget, but it doesn't have like a big budget scope Maybe it's because of the time it was made, and it's not like you have a lot of great, sets and backgrounds, and I don't feel much of an epicness to it. But the actors did their jobs well. They were filled with energy. And again, like Jim Hawkins as the cabin boy, played by Bobby Driscoll, he wasn't annoying, he wasn't irritating, he worked fine. The other people, I didn't get to know them much. There's like a squire, there's a doctor. They filled their roles out well enough. But it's definitely Robert Downey's performance that I think really carries the picture. Like I said, it's interesting in a historical note to see where the whole pirate voice, all this stuff came from, is this one guy. And also the film is more violent than I thought it would be. Because I kept thinking, wow, this is a Disney film and this happened. This is a Disney film and that happened. Like, there's a guy who gets shot in the face. Now, granted, with the effects, it's pretty much a quick shot of some paint right here. A guy shoots and then it cuts to a guy. You have like some paint. But that's what they could do in 1950. But still, the idea, it gives you the suggestion of someone just got shot in the face in a fucking Disney movie. A little kid, he's getting back on the ship because he's going to cut the anchor. Try and find the reason for it. It's because it's in the bad guys have taken over the ship. His friends, the good guys, are in this fort. The ship is going to be in cannon range. Oh, can't have that happen. So he sneaks in. He's trying to get some medical supplies, but also I could do this and they could float away and then we'll be safer. Well, this bad guy, I forget his name. It's a bad guy that's not developed too much. I think he was in Treasure Planet, if you saw that film. The one that's sort of the spider type of, the one that's voiced by Michael Wincott. Spider type of evil creature. And then they kind of crawl up. But you don't really get a lot of info, a lot of development of that character. So I will admit there was a part of me that's like, who the hell's that? Oh, I vaguely remember. But the actions, the guy throws a knife and it gets into the kid's shoulder. And the kid gets a gun and shoots the guy. I'm not saying the entire film is like that. I'm not saying it's, Rambo 4. But I was a bit surprised at some of the, when fighting happens. There are people that die. There are people that get stabbed. That was... Again, a bit more, I don't want to say shocking, more than I thought it would be for a Disney film. Like, this 1950s Disney is different from today's Disney. Hell, this was more violent, it seemed, than some Marvel films. And apparently my computer thought the same way, because it's slowing everything down. Could you... This stupid fucking antivirus. Can you... I keep shut this off, and it keeps getting back on. Can you not slow down my computer? Baby, it's Disney. That's what it is. Disney. It's fucking Disney being pissed I'm saying something good about them back in the day. You cannot do that. Yes, I can. No, you cannot do that. We are perfect today. No, you're not perfect today. You're not perfect today. You're terrible. Or as Charles Barkley would say, terrible. You're terrible. Okay, you're shit. At least back in the day, you had a pair of balls. Goofy and Donald Duck had a pair of balls in between them. And they dunked it in most of these recent movies' mouths. Fucking teabag style. Donald Duck should go to fucking Ryan Johnson's house and teabag him. Here's these duck balls in your mouth. That's some DuckTales. That Ryan Johnson can tell later. Donald Duck came in, knocked me down, and made me teabag his balls. Teabag. Fuck Ryan Johnson. But anyway. Fuck Last Jedi. Fuck Disney stars. Fuck Disney. Anyway, back to this. This is when Disney was worth a shit. Because Disney used to be worth a shit. They used to take a risk. They used to do a film like The Black Hole. Of course, the flip side, a lot of times they take those risks, the film didn't do well, and that's why they stopped doing it. But then you got films like The Black Hole, which I remember not minding. Although the very end was a bit weird. Tron, not a bad film. I liked it. Even this, 1950. There are people in sword fights, people get stabbed. I did nothing grandiose and gory, but just a little bit more surprising. And I didn't mind the friendship between the kid and Long John Silver. Again, I thought the actors did their jobs well. I thought they were more than competent in terms of acting. I wish my computer would stop fucking slowing my camera down. Because I've noticed sometimes when I do a video and then all of a sudden, like, seconds will be missing. Just every time I turn the antivirus off, fuck off, antivirus. You're not stopping this review. Even with this 7-Up your ass. But the pirate and the kid, I thought the actors worked well together. Like I said, I do wish there was a bit of a grandeur to it. I do wish there was a bit of a scope to it. I do wish, I don't know if it was what they could only do at the time. Just like I said, like there's not a lot of grandiose pieces of setting or like these big epic shots that make you feel like you're in that terrain or that time period back in the day. The action scenes, there's nothing big, grandiose about them. They're small, they're competent. I did a little bit of fighting back and forth. But there's nothing, like, grandiose with, like, ship versus ship. It's not really fair to compare it, this as an animated film. But you look at, like, Treasure Planet, and you see, the whole finale being this epic chase. But yeah, that's not fair because it's a different type, sci-fi, and animated you could be more free with what you could do. And yeah, I just wish it was a huge scope to it. But I mean, I'm not going to give the ending away. If you've read Treasure Island, you know where it's going. Like I said, it was a decent enough adventure. It was a decent enough adventure where the acting was fine and competent. Like I said, Robert Doon, it was interesting to see where the pirate voice came from. The kid was fine. The music fit the tone of the film. I don't know if it's a film I would ever watch again. It also depends how people feel about older movies. There are some people that just are absolutely... older films are kryptonite to them. If it's before 1980, people are like, yeah. Me, I'm open to it. Just, it depends on the film. Like, I didn't think the film was too boring. Like I said, some of the supporting characters, I think could have been developed a bit more. Like the squire, the doctor. I can't tell you much about them other than their profession. I mean, their acting was fine. They weren't boring, but... Same with, like, Long John Silver's pirate goons. Like the guy who's hunting Jim Hawkins, and again, Jim has to shoot him. I can't tell you much about him character-wise. But again, if you like adventure films with kids involved, if you like old school, you want to see one of the originators of pirate films. Granted, there was a Treasure Island version before this, but I meant, when I say originator, in Robert Dooney's performance, at least he himself made the film worth the watch. And again, yeah, it does bring you back to the day where even the kid actors, you would get like competent actors, people that knew what they were doing and even a film like this, they took it seriously. I don't know if that made sense, where it wasn't just a juvenile joke. It was a film that has a fun tone to it, but at the same time, it's not bogged down with agendas, politics, fucking CGI over the place. Have this 30-minute action. I love action, but sometimes, if a 30-minute CGI video game action scene, sometimes that's not my cup of tea either. So, again, what they lacked in budget or scope, they made up for in the actors, the two leads, and try to have that little bit of that old school adventure quality to it. So I didn't mind the film Treasure Island. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.